Ramadan, welcome holy month Ramadan, Ahlan Ramadan.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillahi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man walah. Amma ba'd. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our worship, the fasting and the prayer and our supplication and our all dua. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shower us with His mercy and give to every one of us who's asking anything from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give it to him, and to make that what he asked from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to make him a way for his inshallah of guidance and increase of his iman. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bestow the healing on all those of our people and all the mu'min who are sick. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shower with His mercy every believer in those in the whole earth. Allahumma ameen al-mustad'afina minhum khassa. Amma ba'd. Toward the end of Surah Ibrahim, the people who seeking to be, the highest on this earth. On this earth, it is the law of the whole creation. Therefore, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is described, قَالَ those who seeking عُلُوًا fil ard. They want a very high position in the earth. Because the high they can be, they cannot get outside of the space of the earth, which is the lowest of the world. And the higher someone will be on this earth, with the way of arrogance, with the way of fame, with the way of fighting Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the lowest and the most degraded will be in the day of judgment. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala telling us, like the believer, when he look around him, it's really sad, and sometimes is not sometimes, always painful when you see what our brother and our sister are enduring. But all these transgressors, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, don't you think that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was like, do not think that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is unaware of them. Allah knows everything. وَلَا تَحْسَبَنَّ اللَّهَ غَافِلًا عَمَّا يَعْمَلُ الظَّالِمُونَ. Be careful. Don't think that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is unaware, He's not seeing what's going on. إِنَّمَا يُؤَخِّرُهُمْ لِيَوْمٍ تَشْخَصُ فِيهِ الْأَبْصَارِ. He's delaying them, postpone them to the day when the eyes will be wide open. Today we can blink our eyes. With the terrifying days, you cannot even blink it. It's a very terrifying day. It's a day that we need to imagine to be in that day, to understand the way and the behavior of the companion Ridwanullahi ta'ala alayhim, the follower of our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. In this day, someone will be in his grave. And I want you to think of one thing, is a fact, is a principle. The next day is a whole life. It's not like a day you're going to be judge and that's it. No, it's a whole life. It's a whole life. Today you have the choice. Tomorrow you're not going to have the choice. Today you can, sleep wherever you want. You can move in your house. You can travel. Tomorrow you cannot. Today you can find a place where you get shaded and you choose it and you pay for it. Tomorrow you cannot. You don't have any choice. The choice is going to end by death. Therefore, some of the scholars, they say, imagine you are already in the grave and you hear the trumpet and you open your eyes in the day of judgment. The heart is filled with fear. Someone will be alone. We will be alone. It's like we've been the first created, naked. We don't have anything. And while someone in that situation, the grave will open. He thought maybe that he's endured in the life of a grave, maybe it was a nightmare, it was the end of it. Then when the grave opened, he will say, like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Surah Yasin, قالوا يا ويلنا من بعثنا من مرقدنا, who's brought us back from our sleep? It was maybe a nightmare, because after the nightmare, after the punishment of the life of the grave, the first trumpet, everything will die, even the people in the life of the grave. So they think that's the break, that is the end, but it's not. Once, subhanAllah, the second trumpet, and they hear it inside the grave. And everybody were running. Like, subhanAllah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, قالوا كأنهم جراد منتشر. See the cricket? Like when they attack or invade the field, like how it's going to be. So when you get off your grave, terrified, scared, lonely, you look on your right, millions, in front of you, millions, behind you, few millions, on the left, millions of people, and you are alone, nobody with you. ذلك يوم عسير. It's very hard day. It's very hard day. يوم تبدل الأرض غير الأرض. When the earth will be changed in another earth. Where the neighborhood, where the trees, where the grass, there's nothing. It's end. Everything is gone. No cars parked, no buildings high, nothing around you. You came out from the grave and the people, subhanAllah, is around you. And the one who was arrogant, he will be the smallest. People that will be stepping on him. Those tyrants, they will be stepping on them. They will be screaming that no one can help them. And all the mankind will be gathered and coming and running. And then all the shayateen that will come, and everyone is humiliated. Everyone is his head on the ground. Because when someone is already in the grave, and when he hears the trumpet and the grave open, his hair become like a gray, white hair. The youngest, they will have gray hair at that day. قال يوما يجعل الولدان شيبا. That day, the youngest, they will have sheep, white hair. What makes them to have the gray hair is that day. السماء منفطر به. The whole heaven sky will be falling. Why? Because of that day. The day itself, the day of that new life is terrifying. Is something that no one can imagine. The shayateen, they will become and dragged, and all of them, they'll be humiliated. The animals, though people that you cannot get close to them, they will come also with us in this land. And all of them, they will be humiliated, abased, no one can talk. لا تسمع إلا همسا. And then the angels will be coming down with the very giant bodies. And all of them, you will be with the sound of the tasbih, a sound of tasbih that terrifies and shakes the heart. You see them coming down. قال والملك يومئذ على أرجائها. They will be surrounded. And someone is dusty, alone, terrified. He cannot blink. قال وأفئدتهم هواء. And you'll ask yourself today, this is all of it. Hundreds of years before anything happened. And we'll be witnessing the changing of the sky, the terrifying sound and the blast that will be happening. And then it turn to be a sun that will come close to the head of the people at few miles. And everyone is burning but not dying. And you are alone. No one with you. يوم تبدل الأرض غير الأرض والسماوات وبرزوا. All of them, they appeared to Allah, Al-Wahid Al-Qahhar, the one, the irresistible, subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's a terrifying day. It's a true life. It is what we're going to witness of this life. All those who seeking fame and arrogance, they will be failed on that day. But today we are in this masjid, alhamdulillah, gathered. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in this ayah, in the end of this surah, قَالَ هَذَا بَلَاغٌ لِلنَّاسِ. This is balagh, this is a communication. This is a warning for people. That there is no one God that you need to make peace with. If you have a friendship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, will not endure this. Because you know the king of all what is around you Is Allah. You know who made you in the grave is Allah. Who brought you back is Allah. The one that you're waiting is Allah. The one that you loved from the bottom of your heart. All your life you'll be waiting for Him because you want Him that He smile at your face. And that's why the companion, Ridwanullahi ta'ala alayhim, when they think of this day, Abu Bakr said, I wish I was a tree that be eaten from. Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu, when he heard Surah At-Tur, Inna adhaba rabbika lawaqi', he was riding a donkey and he heard someone reciting, he said, the punishment of Allah is coming with no doubt. He fell from the donkey. For weeks he was, radiallahu ta'ala anhu, sick. People, they come and they visit him and they don't know what happened to him. Why? Because they understood how big is this day. How big is this life? How important is this life? That no one can avoid, that no one can run from. وَجَمَعْنَاهُمْ فَلَمْ نُغَادِرْ مِنْهُمْ أَحَدًا. We gathered them, we didn't miss anyone, which is mean all of us will be there. What identity you want to have at that time? What heart you're going to bring for that day? That's today that we work on it. And that's what part of our striving and our mujahada to make it for that day. That is the true life, ikhwani. Allah created us for that. Created us for what next. When the Prophet ﷺ, he was asked, when يَوْمَ تَبَدَّلُ الْأَرْضُ غَيْرَ الْأَرْضِ, when this earth will change and the heaven will change, where the believer they going to be? Look what the Prophet ﷺ said. قال الجسر دون الظلمة. They will be already by the sirat. You will be already by the sirat to cross, to go to paradise. That's the believer. You want to be from them, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us among them, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us in Zumrah, the group of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, the Zumrah of the believer, and to be having the shafa'ah of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and to be granted the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and accepted in His paradise. And we'll say, like we were reading in Surah Al-Nahl, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said about the angel, they will be welcoming you and telling you, أدخلوها بسلام آمنين. Enter in it with peace. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, tell my servant that I'm the oft forgiven, the most merciful, but also my punishment is the most grievous punishment. Ya Allah, we are hanging and invoking your mercy. Ya Allah, we seek refuge from your punishment. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه هو الغفور الرحيم.